Okay, this is a very intro video on how to use InDesign and Monarch. Okay, so once you've signed in, you're going to go to Plan, nope, I lied, Create Monarch by Jostens. Then you're going to hit InDesign. It's the way I like to get into this. Okay, and hopefully it'll let you in. Okay, so then these are your tech tools. Do not close those boxes. We need them. You may move them, but do not close those boxes. Okay, for our purposes today, we're going to open the document that I've given you, each of you individually, and it's in Deadline J1 Practice, so we can double click that, and I'm going to go into Ms. Bockensted's. Okay, so here's our basic layout. So I want you to get the feel for what you see in front of you. You will never use all of these tools. Do not become overwhelmed by that. You will learn to use some all of the time and some a little bit of the time, and you'll be good. Okay, so to begin with, this is your tech toolbox, very, very important. These are some other basic tools, and these are some essential tools, all right? These are all pull-down tabs that give us lots of options. So this would allow us to open a new page or to open the page that we were just in. This allows us to save. So these are all pull-down tabs. So you just want to take a minute and look and see what's below each of these. Layout. So we have all these tabs, and we're going to use them, some of them for different purposes. Okay, we're never going to use all of them, not in the first year anyhow. Okay, so what I want you to learn is a few basic tools. This is your text box tool. Now, right now, for some reason, that's set at a huge font size, and you know font, so we're just going to shrink that right down, and then you can type. Okay, and then if you select everything there, just highlight it, then you can change all kinds of things. You can change the font. Now, AYT means the A just gets it to the top of the alphabet, but the YT means that it's a YurTech font. It's a font provided to us from Jostens. So you can use any of those fonts in your practice, but for our yearbook pages, we have selected 3 fonts that we will use throughout the yearbook. Do not change the fonts. Then there's different families. This one only has 2 families. If I change to another font, it might have many more. Oh, I'm striking out. I'm going to go to Amazon, and we'll see if I get luckier. Okay, I keep getting fonts with only a couple of. I'll try one more. Sometimes you have, okay, I'm going to go to this one has 4 different choices. So there you have it. So this is your font size. What this does, and you won't really need it right now, but if I type in more, if I fill with placeholder text, and if I highlight and I want to change the amount of space between my rows of text, that's what this does. Okay, now you'll notice I have this little red plus sign. That is because there's more text hidden, and InDesign is great. It lets us know when we do that. Okay, other basic things that we see. Now you're going to notice that right now when I'm in my selection tool, this all changes. This is just kind of like in math class when you have to graph things, and if you want to put something in an exact place, you would put it on your X and Y. So I'm going to change this to instead of a negative 46, I'm going to make it a positive 46. And oh, see where that moved. So we can place something on our page exactly where we want it. Okay, and these numbers are picas, and that's what we have here. This is the 0 point. This is 6 picas. This is 12. So if I want to use a ruler, I can click in that ruler and drag it over here. And if this is 1 pica, then this is set at the 2 pica line. All right, and I can do the same thing here. Look at the lines over there. That's 0. This is at 1 pica. This is set at 12 picas. This is 13. And depending on your view, for example, if I go Command 1, I'm going to zoom in. And now notice this is different from what it was. Okay, if I go Command 2, then this all changes again. So this is 4 picas, this is the 5th pica, this is the 6th. So you have to get used to playing with that. And I do want you to get used to Command 0 is to fill the screen, Command 1 is to zoom into 100%, Command 2 is 200%. Another way to change that is right here. So you could zoom into 600%, or you could zoom back out to 100, whatever you need to do, or to fill the screen. You need to be very handy with that. Okay? Those are some very important things. The other thing that you need to realize is when you switch to the text tool, this all changes to a lot of text things. So we've already looked at this bit. If I change to the paragraph, okay, and over here we have alignment. So I can, if I select everything, which is Command A, I can change it to center or right align or forced alignment, which doesn't look very pretty in my mind. And then there's things that we'll use in good time that we're not going to use right off the bat. And this is just paragraphs. So again, that's paragraphing. If you want to create a 1 pica indent for the beginning of each paragraph, you notice that just popped in 1 pica. You'll put a 1 there. If you want to do a drop cap, you're going to hit that, and it's going to make you a big dropped cap that you can use. So those are the big things that I use here. Another thing to keep in mind is, I guess I want to highlight just this one letter, and I want to show you font colors. Right now, this is black. It's not letting me make any changes. Okay, fine. So I'm going to come over here to swatches. I want you to see swatches. We have chosen lake, steel, and lettuce for our colors. So if you come over here and you select lake, you're going to change that. It looks red right now, but if I deselect, we've just made it lake. Okay, another kind of quick thing that's kind of cool is that you can change how dark that is or how light it is by changing the tint. Okay, that wasn't very noticeable, so I can do it again. It's probably because of the zoom that we're at, but I can make it very light, and that's just another change. So these are the fonts. Now, if I wanted to outline something, then I would grab this and I could outline it, say, in black. So lots going on here. This is your outline, this is your fill. Okay, when you want to get rid of this, you can close this. Other tools. This is the square tool that you're going to use to draw up photo boxes. If you hold your shift key down when you draw that box, it's going to be a perfect square. If you hold this, if you see this little triangle, that means there's more stuff hidden. So if you want to draw a circle and you hold your shift key down, that will allow you, and then release your mouse first, that will allow you to draw a perfect circle. If you want to make that circle a color, you're going to go to swatches and you're going to grab your color. If you want to give it an outline of another color, you can do that. If you want to change the thickness of that line around the circle, you can do that right up here. So now you can see that we've changed our colors, and you could change the colors up here for the fill or the stroke. Okay, so we use this a lot. The hand tool it just allows you to move your page. It's not a big deal. Magnifying lens allows you to zoom in. I believe if you hold the Option key, it zooms back out. Here's your selection tool. It allows you to move things. This is really handy under Essential Tools. Let's say that I want my square to come on top. I select my square and I click Bring to the Front, and there it is. If you want to send it to the back, it's going to go there. This is spelling. Okay, so if I'm in my text and I hit spelling, it's going to run a spell check, and it's gobbledygook, so it's not going to work very well today. So I'm going to not run that. This is kind of cool. It aligns things. And so if I selected just with my magical swoop a couple of things and I hit align, then I could tell it how I want things aligned. Do I want them aligned that way, or this way, or this way, or this way? Okay, so we have lots of choice. Okay, a lot of tools to help us do things. This is a handy tool to be aware of. If you go to preview, you're going to get rid of all the printing things. You'll see some of those things disappeared. Let me show you this. If we go to layout and go to margins and columns, Lee, can I just come back in a bit? Thank you. If I set up margins and columns, I can turn on 4 columns. Notice I can't see them in the preview mode, but if I switch to the normal mode, you can see my columns. So this is really handy to switch back and forth. Another way you can do that is here under View. You can go to Screen Mode and change to Normal Mode. Those are 2 that I use all the time. Okay. Window is handy because it opens a lot of windows. Pages is handy because it allows, when you're in Pages, you can insert pages, you can change page numbers, which I don't think I've ever had students do, but you can change page numbers there. So Pages is pretty handy, and then you can just get rid of that whenever you want. Another thing that sometimes, oh, I'm in the wrong windows, that students need for Windows is under, so Stroke is another toolbar that can open. It allows you again to do fancy corners, like if I grabbed, let's see, if I grabbed my square and I wanted to do a type of particular corner, rounded corners, and then I can change. There it is. You're seeing there's happening to the thickness. I thought I could change the shape. Maybe I need to zoom in. Yeah, there. So I can change. I'm not remembering. This is different in the new one, so I'm going to carry on. What else do I want you to know? These are things that you'll learn as time goes on. I don't think you need to know those yet. Okay, so, and this again is a way to get around in terms of the page numbers. So if you want to switch pages, I was on 200, now I'm on 201. I can go back to where I was, so those are page numbers. So I think those are things that I want you to know right now. This is paste in place. This is really nice. If you grabbed something and copied it to memory and then moved to another page, so for our purposes I'm just going to delete it, and you hit paste in place, it would go exactly where you had it, which is really nice. So I think those are the really important things that you need. So now what you would do is when you're done working on a page, you're going to go File, Save As. You're going to make sure you're in the right place. I was in Bockensted's folder. Yep, life is good. I'm going to hit Save. Yes, I want to replace it. This is not like Google. This is not going to save it on its own. You have to save it. In fact, we should probably save every 5 minutes. Okay? Then when you're finished, I need you to click right here to this gear and go power off. Power off. And then I need you to go here, back to your Book Avenue, and sign out. And that is some basic background for getting started with Mono.